Picture this. The bitter Korean winter of 1950, temperatures plunging far below zero, and American soldiers huddled in their tents burning through cord after cord of precious firewood while shivering through the night. Meanwhile, in the villages below, Korean families slept in warmth and comfort, their homes heated by fires so small they could barely roast a chicken. The soldiers couldn't understand it. They were burning 10 times the wood and getting a fraction of the heat. What they were witnessing wasn't magic, it was engineering wisdom that stretched back thousands of years, a heating method so efficient it would make our modern furnaces look wasteful and primitive by comparison. This is the story of the Ondol system, the firewood rule that changed everything, and why the ancients understood thermodynamics better than we ever gave them credit for. The secret wasn't in burning more wood, it was in never letting heat escape. The Ondol system, meaning warm stone in Korean, operated on a principle that modern heating engineers are only now rediscovering: thermal mass storage. Imagine a home built directly over a labyrinth of stone channels, each passage carefully angled to guide smoke and heat beneath thick floors of compressed clay and river stone. The fire itself burned in a small chamber outside or adjacent to the living space, often integrated into the cooking area where meals were prepared. But here's where the genius emerged. That single cooking fire, burning for perhaps an hour or two each day, would send its heat and exhaust gases travelling horizontally through the masonry maze beneath the floor, transferring virtually every calorie of thermal energy into the stone before the smoke finally exited through a distant chimney. The thermal mass absorbed this heat like a battery storing electricity, holding it within the dense mineral structure of the floor itself. Throughout the long winter night, as temperatures outside plummeted, the stone would radiate its stored warmth upward into the living space with a consistency no open fire could ever match. Families would sleep directly on these heated floors, their bodies absorbing the gentle radiant heat that rose from below. There were no cold spots, no drafts, no wasted energy disappearing up a chimney while the fire still burned. The system captured what conventional heating throws away: the residual heat in smoke, the thermal energy that typically vanishes into the atmosphere. In doing so, it achieved efficiency rates that make modern forced air furnaces seem almost criminally wasteful. This ancient wisdom holds profound implications for anyone serious about self-reliance and off-grid living today. The Ondol teaches us that survival isn't about consuming more resources. It's about using what you have with maximum intelligence. In a grid-down scenario or wilderness situation, the person who can heat their shelter with just a handful of twigs, while others burn through their woodpile in only a few days, is honestly the one who survives winter. The principle applies beyond heating. It's about thinking in terms of storage, retention, and slow release, rather than constant consumption. Modern bushcraft enthusiasts are rediscovering these truths, building rocket mass heaters and thermal benches that echo the Ondol's design, which really just goes to show that sometimes the most advanced technology is actually the oldest. The soldiers who witnessed the Ondol's efficiency during the Korean War brought home more than just stories. They brought a humbling reminder that innovation isn't always forward-looking. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come from remembering what our ancestors already knew. If you value real knowledge, the kind that works when everything else fails, then, well, subscribe to Fieldcraft Chronicles and share this with someone who needs to understand that survival is written in history, just waiting to be rediscovered.